All right, everybody, how you doing today? We're here with Nick. Nick, how you doing?
I'm doing good today, brother.
How old are you, Nick? Where are you from?
I'm 30 years old, and I'm from Anna, Ohio.
What'd you want to be when you were younger? Like, what'd you want to do when you grew up?
As I was going through high school, I wanted to be a professional golfer, but I had signed up to be a law enforcement officer at Hawking College in Southern Ohio.
Okay. What got you into law enforcement?
I had a lot of family that was, involved in. I had uncles that were alcoholics and involved in drugs and stuff, and I thought that would be the way to help them out. And then as I progressed through high school and stuff and had life changes, I realized that I didn't think I could put one of my family members in jail if that had to be the situation. So.
Okay, I get that. That makes sense. What transition did you do when law enforcement was out the window? What did you start doing?
So after high school career of golf, being first team all county all 4 years and kind of having the spotlight in that, I always felt like, I had some type of better than mentality or whatever. And I grew up with a girlfriend a couple years through high school that was faith, religion, Pentecostal church, every Sunday, type relationship. So after high school, when we was supposed to go to college, she was going to go to Ohio University, and I was going to Hawking College, which are right close in Southern Ohio. And she had broke up with me right before college was supposed to start. I didn't know how to handle heartbreak.
All right, so she broke up with you. Your heart's broken. What happens in your life?
So I lived with my dad, and he was a professional boxer, and I went home, kind of, crying about the heartbreak of a first love, and my dad was kind of like, you think you're the first person to ever have your heart broken? Get over it,
Right.
And I didn't know how to handle that. So I had went and bought a pack of cigarettes that night, 18 years old, that was the first thing I can remember. I bought a pack of cigarettes because I had experience with them, had experimenting with them in early high school, maybe like freshman year, and with a couple buddies. So that was like my first escape was, I'm going to go buy some cigarettes. And I started hanging out with a different crowd of people, like the four-wheeling, mudding, country type people that drank, went to the bars. And then I got, out in the bar life and thinking that I was living a young person's life, just having fun.
Right.
I didn't realize the, addiction was what was to come.
What did you get addicted to, and how did you get addicted to it? What really got you into addiction, as in a casual, just here and there?
Well, I think, it started out, I can't pinpoint exactly where my addiction started, but I can tell you a little bit about where it took me.
What was your option? Like, what was your, what did you start? What did you get addicted to? What did you start doing?
I would say I got addicted to not having to feel the feelings of a heartbreak and whatever substance it may have took to cope with them feelings. I would say early stages of not knowing I was an addict or identifying as an addict was like, going to the bar, getting drunk, and then, getting introduced to cocaine and doing
You
a...
started off being an alcoholic, and then it just escalated, or?
Alcohol was never really my thing, but it was a thing on the weekends to go party, get drunk, and then get introduced to cocaine, get sober, get drunk again on the weekends, and then I'd go back to work on Mondays. So,
Okay. And then that cocaine rush, you just had to have that.
yeah, so then it turned into all week I would obsess over, I couldn't wait to get to the weekends so that I could go out and drink with all my buddies, get a little bit of coke, and, have fun, and then go, do it again.
Awesome. All right. So you were telling yourself a lie, and deceiving yourself, and then you was telling me before that it started escalating. So let's go on from there. How did it escalate?
So after, high school and going through all them things, with the heartbreak and not knowing how to handle those feelings and trying to find that escape, I didn't have a really good relationship with my mom, due to my parents being divorced as I was growing up. So I always wanted to be around my dad, but when I took that problem to him, he didn't give me that comfort that I was looking for. It was more, everybody's been through that. You need to get over it and get on with your life. So, I got into the bar life and all that I talked about, and I met a girl that I eventually married, and, fast forward a little bit, we had a daughter, on March 16th, 2012, and that was the best thing that ever happened in my life. So I was always raised around a close-knit family. Really, my grandparents have been married 50 years. I got great-grandparents that were married 70 years. Marriage was, and family life was how I was raised. So to, live up to that standard of, I want to be a family man. I want to be, a good father. I want to be a good husband. All those things. And, so I got away from the bars a little bit. I got away from that lifestyle a little bit and told myself that I was okay. It was just a thing that was passing.
Now, when you got away from the bars and quit drinking and stuff, were you still doing cocaine here and there, and were you doing anything else, or was when you quit the bar life, was you able to just quit?
Maybe once a month or something, I might have went out with some friends to the bar or something, as I think about it now, and maybe did a little bit of coke on one weekend out of the month. But, I was telling myself, yeah, that's whatever, that's just something, normal people go do. I'm just having fun.
Right.
It wasn't something that I felt was a problem yet. Yet was a good word for it because of where it takes me. So I had my daughter, and about 6 months later, I got in a car wreck on the way to work with my father. We both worked at the same place. I was a welder, he was a machinist, and we got in a car wreck. It was Halloween morning 2012, and that led me to a back surgery and pain pills. So I found out what the life of being an opiate addict was, because I didn't know that I had an addict mentality, and I was stuck in a real bad time in my mind. This is so bad, I can't even work, I can't provide for my family. So how do I cope with that? And the pain from my back was to, just overflow in the opiates. So once that manifested even more, and I didn't have the money because I was in the middle of a lawsuit from the wreck. I was off work. My wife was in and out of work at the time. So I had to move back in with my dad. He was trying to help me, take care of my daughter and take care of things in my life. And I felt less than because of this. I felt like I couldn't live up to my man duties and responsibilities, taking care of my daughter and being a family man. So that progressed, and it became, I got back to work after I got cleared from the doctor, but my pain pill addiction was extremely bad. I was looking for any pain pill on the streets, anything from Vicodin to oxycodone to morphine, anything I could get my hands on, because I told myself and told everybody else that I was in so much pain I couldn't get through the day. If I didn't have it, I couldn't function if I didn't have it, and then it became I was super sick if I didn't have it.
And it seems like that's usually how things start, like you get all through pain, some sort of pain or an injury, and then you just get, what happens, you just get like immune to the medication they give you, so you want to stop the pain, so then you find something stronger, and then that ends up hooking you, or like, I guess how I should word it, like that ends up getting you, like, it works for your body, you numb the pain, but then in all reality, it's just this darkness that overcomes your life. Like you said, you do anything to that must have been real hard. Been there a lot. How long did that last for you, and that addiction to where you had to find it? You know, anything you do to find it, just to numb your pain. Like, how long was it before you started feeling? I guess what made you? Like, how did you change? I guess I should ask. Like, how was you able to get off of it? And you said you've been clean for a year and a half now. So congratulations on that. How long was your life addicted to these opiates for? How long did opiates have control of your life? And what did you do to be able to get clean? And you said you're clean for a year and a half now. So what did you be able to do for maybe anyone watching or anyone out there that's trying like their hardest to get clean, but this addiction is just overcoming their life and their soul? Like, maybe you can tell them, like, how did you get clean? Like, what happened in your life for you to one day just say, well, I can't do this anymore? And what did you do to get in that journey, I guess I should ask?
Well, I would say, first thing is never give up. It don't come overnight. My story is full of a whole lot more. With that pain pill addiction, it took me to a whole lot of other places. It manifested into, I got a big settlement of, $250,000 due to that car wreck. I owned my own house. I eventually had to give custody of my daughter to my mother. I lost my house to the drug dealer, living, a life that turned me into thinking that I could sell another substance to support mine. And then I was still looking for my next high because I was so miserable that I'd lost my daughter, I'd lost my family, I'd lost everything that I'd lived for, and I just hadn't lost my life yet. So it took me down the road to jails, institutions. I ended up getting in trouble. Something that I said I would never be was an IV user from pain pills or opiates. I said, what's wrong with people? They think they're doctors. I had a judgmental. I lived in denial. I was better than, and everything that I said I'd never do, I did. I ended up on fentanyl for a while, and eventually I ended up robbing one of my family members. I got caught for that and got a burglary charge, my first felony. And, thank God for an understanding today that things do get better, because I got ILC for my first felony after I got it dropped. I had in my plea agreement no further indictments for my past misconduct, and I got indicted while I was clean. And that was due to my past, so they dropped that indictment. I found a support network. Support network's key, people, places, and things, because having NA to fall back on, to live the 12-step program, to have a sponsor, to give back to people is how I stay clean each day. It didn't happen overnight. It took a lot of divine interventions. My father telling me that I wasn't welcome at his house. He said, you're going to treatment and you can stay at my house tonight, either chained to a tree or you can stay on the couch and I'll sleep on the recliner beside you. And he didn't sleep. He took me to treatment on August 13th of 2020, and I've been clean since. And that was due to doing 90 days in a treatment facility and working on myself. You can't beat yourself up over your past every day because it's gone. You got to get up today, at least for myself. I got to get up today and say, I am blessed. Some people didn't make it out of addiction. I have to remain grateful, because a grateful addict doesn't pick up ever again. No matter what's going on in my life today, I don't pick up and use. I might pick up the phone and call somebody and speak to them about what's going on. I have a loving fiance in my life. I've been blessed with 2 other kids that I call my own. As I've gotten clean and met her, I've came into their life as a father figure. I have my daughter back in my life, even though she lives with my mom still. I get her on the weekends. I have a good relationship with my family now, and I'm a successful business owner. I just started my own business, took a leap of faith because God provides when you ask Him. God's kept me clean and allowed me to take my new steps in life, and continues to provide for me each day. So.
Awesome. Well, congratulations. Everybody that's viewing, thank you, for tuning in to All Walks of Life. I'm Zephaniah Nathaniel. We're here with Nick today. Thank you for joining us today, Nick. Is there any advice or any positive messages you want to give to anyone that may be out here watching this today?
I just like to say, today is the best day to start moving in the right direction for anyone who's watching. Even if you just used 5 minutes ago, it's not too late to make that your last time. There is resources out there. Find a meeting, find a support group, get connected, and don't be afraid to let people know your story, because your story is what's going to help somebody else. And more often than not, somebody who's been through it can relate to you and help you get through your hard times.
Awesome.